This week we are looking at angles in polygons. Now some of this should be familiar and some of this might not be. It is a really important topic. It would be great if you could take some really neat notes. You're probably going to want a ruler, perhaps a pencil. I'm going to be drawing in pen because I want you to be able to see it really clearly. But you might want to draw your diagrams in pencil. Polygons just mean shapes, so there's nothing too difficult here. Some of these you'll know kind of off by heart with your eyes closed backwards. Some of these aren't going to be new, but there's a couple of concepts which I think might be new. So let's start with a couple of shapes that we're happy with. So draw yourself any triangle you like. What have I ended up with? Probably a scalene, I think. All the sides are different lengths. So let's label our triangle, and hopefully you could tell me very quickly what angles in a triangle add up to. Hopefully you could tell me that a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. So you could write 3 angles in your triangle if you like that add up to 180 degrees, or if you've got a protractor you can even measure them. But I'm just going to write that a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. That's all what we call the interior angles. So the angles inside, that's possibly worth labelling. Any angle inside your shape is what we call an interior angle. Now the reason that's important is because you may have already seen, or we will be looking at, what's called exterior angles as well. But today we'll just confine ourselves to looking at interior angles, which are the angles inside a shape. So hopefully you can kind of picture what might be coming next. I'm going to draw myself a quadrilateral, any 4-sided shape. Mine's very irregular. I don't think we have any name for that 4-sided shape other than quadrilateral. Now, hopefully you're happy with the word quadrilateral, meaning 4 sides. Like a quad bike has got 4 wheels, so the word quad tends to mean 4. I wonder if you could tell me what angles in a quadrilateral add up to. Think about a square. That's got 4 right angles, hasn't it? And a right angle is 90 degrees, so 4 lots of 90. 4 times 9 is 36, so 4 lots of 90 is 360. So in a quadrilateral, in any 4-sided shape, the angles add up to 360 degrees. Now, the next one I might think about writing is a pentagon, because I've had 3 sides and 4 sides, so I might think about drawing a pentagon and then a hexagon, then it would be a heptagon. Now that starts getting quite tricky, actually. That starts getting quite difficult. I'm not sure many people could tell me what angles in a pentagon or a hexagon added up to, but what we do need to learn is a formula for working out what the angles in a many-sided shape add up to. So, let's look at, or let's draw ourselves, let's go for, how many sides? Let's go for a hexagon. So draw me a hexagon. Now it doesn't have to be regular, so it could be irregular. So just try and get me a shape with 6 sides. Mine's a little bit lopsided, but that'll do. And we're going to think now about how we would work out what those angles added up to, pretending we didn't have a protractor. So in all of this, we're going to pretend that we don't have a protractor and we can't just measure. It would be a bit of a pain if we had a 20-sided shape. It would be a bit of a pain to measure all 20 angles. So let's have a look and see what we can do with this shape. Well, hopefully you're happy with triangles. So if we can somehow make this shape be lots of triangles, then we're going to stand half a chance of working out the total. So what we do is we pick a corner, any corner. I've picked that one. And from that corner, we're going to draw a line to every other corner. So I'm going to start here and draw a line to that corner. Well, it's already drawn. And then I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to draw a line to the next corner. Then I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to draw a line to the next corner. Then I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to draw a line to the next corner. Then I'm going to go back to here and draw a line to the next corner, but that one's already drawn. So from our one corner, we then split our shape into triangles. So what did we do? Should we write ourselves some instructions? So we picked a corner, pick a corner, that was step one, and then draw a line to every other corner. So I picked a corner and then I've drawn a line to every other corner. Now we're going to count the number of triangles. Okay, so how many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 triangles. And we know that in every triangle, there's 180 degrees. So we've got 4 triangles, and in every triangle, there's 180 degrees. So we're going to do 4 times 180, which gives me 720 degrees. So we've just worked out that angles in a hexagon add up to 720 degrees. So I bet now you're thinking, well, that's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Drawing the shape, splitting it into triangles and then multiplying it. So we're going to be able to do this without drawing all the triangles. Sometimes it's good to draw one to remind you of the formula, but let's have a look at how we can do this without actually having to draw all those triangles. So, ideally, we would know how many triangles there are without having to draw them all. So, we need to work out the number of triangles. Now, there's going to be a very nice way of doing this. Can you remember when we had a 6-sided shape, there were 4 triangles? Look, in my 4-sided shape, there's 2 triangles. In my 3-sided shape, well, there's just 1 triangle. So we always take away 2 from the number of sides. So our number of triangles is going to equal our number of sides take away 2. Okay? And then we're going to multiply that by 180. So then let's call it the angle sum. So what the angles in your shape add up to is going to be the number of triangles times 180. Because in every triangle, there's 180 degrees. I think all of that got very complicated very quickly. Let's just have a look. Remember, you can pause if you want to write some notes. Right, let's have a look. So let's say I've got a 10-sided shape. And I want to know, what do the angles add up to? Oh, angles add up to. Okay, so we don't need to draw it. Let's just follow our formulas. So the number of triangles equals, now it's the number of sides take away 2, and I've got a 10-sided shape, so I'm going to do 10 take away 2, which is 8. Okay, so I could fit 8 triangles in this 10-sided shape, and then the total, what the angles add up to, I'll just call it the angle sum, is the number of triangles times 180. Now I'm not going to pretend to do that in my head very quickly. Let's do 8 times 180, 1,480 and 40 degrees. So, angles in a 10-sided shape add up to 1,440. Okay, so that's how you work out what the angles add up to. You can now have a little go at worksheet 1. Then watch the second video, which is just going to be putting this into practice to find some missing angles. Okay, so have a go. Worksheet 1 will take you 2 minutes, hopefully. So have a go at worksheet 1 and then crack on and watch worksheet 2. Watch video 2, which will help you answer the questions on worksheet 2. As always though, please get in touch if you need any help.